Hello, long time no talk. I'm sick, if you couldn't tell, so that's why I sound like this. But I'm going to be starting my reading vlog of Air by Sabaa Tahir, finally. This came out like over a month ago now, probably getting close to 2 months. However, as I mentioned, I was doing a reread of the Ember Quartet before starting Air because I just wanted to refresh my mind, get back into the world and everything. But while I was reading A Sky Beyond the Storm, which is the last book in the Ember Quartet, I started a new job and general life stuff got a lot busier and I was not feeling the best health-wise, had some health things going on. So I was finding it really hard to find time to read or just find the energy. So it's taken me like over a month to finish my reread of A Sky Beyond the Storm, but I finally finished it on Saturday, which was 2 days ago now. So I can finally pick up Air. So yeah, this will be my very belated reading vlog of Air. I'm very excited to get into it, even if it doesn't necessarily sound or look like it. I have been waiting for this for a very long time, and I'm already, how many pages am I into it? So I'm page 66. I'm very intrigued. Before I get into that though, this will be a spoiler-free reading vlog of Air. However, it will probably contain spoilers for the Ember Quartet, which, if you don't know, is basically the prequel series to Air, or Air is the sequel series, spin-off series to the Ember Quartet. So I'd highly recommend you read the Ember Quartet before you watch this video, and especially before you read Air. I can't remember what Sabaa said about this, but I don't believe you have to read the Ember Quartet to read Air. However, in my personal opinion, you absolutely should. One, because the Ember Quartet is an amazing and incredibly underrated series, and two, you're gonna get spoiled for so much stuff that happens in Ember. So highly recommend reading the Ember Quartet first. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm only 66 pages in. We've got 3 point of view characters, and at the moment we're still kind of finding our footing, I feel, except for with Quill, which is Helene's nephew. I feel like with him we've already established like he's fully interconnected with like the entire Ember Quartet, so we already have like an established environment and background for him. Whereas I feel like with the other 2 characters, Saoirse, and I don't know how to pronounce this yet, I need to look up Sabaa's video on it, but I don't know. With those 2, I feel like we're still finding our footing with them, because in this book we are opening the Ember world up to like the whole other side of like their universe. Ember happens just in this area here, and then we've opened up this whole other side of their world, which is really cool. But one of the characters is down here, so we're setting up like a different country, and the other character is from another country but currently in the Empire, but her backstory is a little bit shady. We're not sure what's going on with her just yet. So I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued, especially by Saoirse. But unsurprisingly, I've been enjoying myself so far. I wish I wasn't sick, because then I feel like I would be a little bit more enthusiastic about it, or be able to expend the energy towards it that I normally would. However, it is what it is. I haven't even been able to think about my fear for Helene and Leia and Elias. I am scared for them. I already know that something tragic has happened, which is not a spoiler, like that it's happened. We haven't confirmed yet if the spoiler is what I think it is, if it's about who I think it's about. So I'm scared to get to that part, because and I also think we run into a character. I know this character when I see them, okay? Anyway, things are happening. I think it's just starting to like sort of pick up now. Oh, something has happened for Quill as well, which is really fun, and one of my personal favorite, well, sort of favorite tropes. I don't know. It depends how it plays out in this book. But I'm excited. In other news, I just finished watching Arcane Season 2 Act 3 last night. I simply don't think I'll ever be the same again. What was that ending? Like, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm upset to say the least. I'm gonna go back through and screenshot so many different stills from season 2 because that was genuinely one of the most stunning pieces of media that I've ever consumed. But yeah, that is my little update for the moment. I really want to be done with this sickness, so hopefully next time I talk to the camera, I will be better. Honestly, being sick in summer is worse. So much worse, because like when you're sick, you want to be like warm and cozy and like drink tea. If you have to do that in summer, oh my god, it's so much more annoying. I'm gonna be entertaining myself by reading Air, and I will continue to give you guys updates as I read. We're back for an update. I'm about a third of the way through the book, a little under a third. I'm on page 162. I'm really enjoying it. I have to say, with books like this that are like a spin-off series or a continuation of a previous series where we're following some characters that we may have known in the previous series or like their kids or something, in this instance it's the kids, like the younger generation, and then there's usually always other characters as well from like a different circumstance that we don't know, who are completely new to us. In those types of books, I tend to always enjoy the characters that we already know, or like the kids of the characters that we know. I always enjoy their points of views better than the ones that we don't. So at the moment, Quill, I'm loving his point of view because Helene is my favorite character from Ember, so obviously anything that she's involved with I'm gonna enjoy more, or like the most. I'm just more invested in him because I know the backstory of his life and everything. So far I'm enjoying Quill's chapters the most. And then we have Saoirse, and we've had a little crossover. So Saoirse and Quill, and hopefully I'm pronouncing this correctly, but Sufyan, I think, Quill's best friend and Quill's cousin Aurelia, they've interacted. We've had some time with them together, which I really enjoyed, that whole dynamic with the four of them. I don't know how much we're gonna actually be getting of that. And then we have Aiz, which I just don't know. We haven't gotten too far into a story yet. Obviously, like, we're only 162 pages in and we have 3 points of view characters, so there's lots of things to set up and everything. But the action is starting to pick up. We're starting to like get into, like, everyone's kind of on their quests now. I did mention earlier that I thought there was going to be a trope that I like that was happening. It's not happening. Which I'm fine with, because something else. So far I'm enjoying myself. I'm very interested to learn more about like the other countries and like the other people in this world, because we don't really know a lot about the other people from this world. We knew the Mariners, we sort of knew the Carcorns. We got like a little bit of them in Ember, and we got like a little bit about the Jaduna. I can't say that. Is that how you say it? Jaduna? That doesn't click in my mind, but you know what I'm talking about. And then the Ankanese, like they've had appearances, but we don't really know a lot about like their individual cultures and that sort of thing. So I'm intrigued to learn about the different worlds. I'm also intrigued to see how this is all going to tie together, because I assume it's all leading to like the same sort of thing, or like all the different storylines are gonna have some intersection. They're all gonna be involved with each other somehow. At the moment, especially with Ai's, her whole storyline, I don't know how that's tying into Quill and Saoirse's, and also whether they're gonna meet or not, because I'm actually not sure. But I'm gonna get reading now because I have some time this afternoon, so I guess we'll find out. Oh my god, okay. I can see how things might tie together now. I can't wait to see Leia. I'm so excited. Oh my god. I'm also getting bad vibes from one thing. I can't really explain because I don't want to spoil it at all, but from previous experience, oh, I don't know, I'm scared. I'm just scared. Am I being overly paranoid, or am I just kind of on the mark? Do I just know Saba too well? Okay, so some things have happened, some things have been revealed. I'm scared because I think maybe I know something. I'm not quite sure how it's all piecing together, because there's one thing that's sort of stopping me from believing this. I don't know, I'm scared, I don't know. Saba, you sneaky woman. I had no idea. I'm really scared now that I think I know what's happening, so yeah. This is such an awkward angle. You're sitting like behind my steering wheel right now, but we're just gonna go with it. So I thought I'd give you a little quick update because I haven't actually spoken to the camera in quite a few days. I've been working and hanging out with friends, so I haven't really had a lot of time to read. I've only got a little bit left. We're nearing the end, but we've just gotten past like the big twist, I want to say. Although knowing Saba, there's probably going to be something else that will happen again before the end of the book, so scared for that. The twist, I did suspect it. I was on the right path earlier. There is something that I'm a little confused about, and I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, and I'm scared. As usual, reading a Saba book, I'm scared for some things, many things actually. We're getting to that point in a Saba Tahir book where like everything is going to start going wrong. Yeah, I think it's just gonna be like pure chaos from here on out. The next few days I'm working, so we'll see. I'll do some reading this afternoon, probably a little bit here and there over the next few days, but yeah, and I'll keep you updated. But again, I'm still loving this. I'm absolutely in love with Quill and Saoirse, and I'm terrified to say that because if you know, you know. Mentally I'm doing great. Anyway, so yeah, I'm in love with Quill and Saoirse. I'm really enjoying it. So hopefully my heart doesn't get too broken. Hopefully Saba is nice. I don't even know why I'm asking, because of course she's not gonna be nice. Anyway, I'll keep you updated. I'm having fun.
quite a few days since I've actually spoken to the camera. I feel like I've said that in like nearly every clip this video because I have not been reading this as quickly as I had anticipated I would. But I am actually on the last like 30 pages. It was my birthday on Thursday, so I didn't get any reading done then. And then yesterday I had work and I just read a little bit last night, but I was very tired, so I didn't end up finishing it. So today I have nothing on until later this afternoon. I'm catching up with a friend. I'm gonna have some lunch first and then I'm going to read the last 30 pages of Air and oh my god, finally finish it. I'm scared. I know we're gonna be ending on a cliffhanger. I'm fearing for my emotional sanity after this. I think I have not, because I haven't read it as quickly as I probably usually would, I've not been losing my mind as much as I normally would, but I fear this ending might do something to me. And then we're gonna have to wait for the sequel. Anyway, some things have been said, so I'm scared for them to come to fruition. I don't think they're going to, but I'm still suspicious. Saba is not kind to her characters, so I don't know, I'm scared. That's all. I'm scared. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have some lunch and then I'm going to smash out the last 30 pages of this and hopefully not lose my mind. Yeah, I will talk about my full feelings either today or maybe Monday. I might let them sit for a little bit. We'll see. Just a quick note before the last few clips, I was using a new microphone in them and I don't think I had it set up properly, and so the audio for the remainder of the video is not the best, unfortunately. I have turned it up as much as I possibly can, but if you would like to turn up your volume so that you can actually hear me, and hopefully I can have that sorted out for the next video, so sorry about that. Hi. So it's been a little while since I filmed that last clip and since I finished Air. It's currently the 21st of January. I actually don't know what date it was that I finished Air, but since finishing Air and since that last clip specifically, I had some health issues that came up and sort of put me out of action for a solid 2 weeks, and only just this past week or so I have been able to get back into editing and finishing this video. So this is a very, very belated end to the video and summary of like my opinions of the book. I said that I might sit with my feelings for the book for a while, and boy did I. Anyway, to get into my opinions of Air, a little issue is that because it's been a while since I actually finished it, I have forgotten sort of the feelings have worn off. They've sort of faded to the back of my mind a little bit. I just reread the ending of the book just to refresh my mind. Overall, really did enjoy this book. I think it was a good continuation of the Ember series and the world and everything. I really loved Quill's character, I loved Saoirse's character, I enjoyed all the side characters. I was interested throughout the whole book, like even though it took me a lot longer to read, which normally affects my opinions of books, I still enjoyed it the whole way through. The only parts where I think I was a little bit not as interested were Aiza's chapters, particularly in like the earlier parts of the book, just because, as I mentioned earlier in the video, in these types of books where we are following characters that we sort of already know, as well as characters that we don't know, unless they like really hook me to begin with, I'm usually much less interested and attached to those characters that we don't know compared to the ones that we do. Even by the end, I wasn't overly involved in Aiz as a character. She did annoy me a little bit at times. So Aiz, not my favourite part of the book, but I can move past that. And I can appreciate Saba's character building and like her character's motivations and everything. They always stay very present in the story. I think I'd say I enjoyed Ember's storyline a bit more. I feel like there was a little bit more happening, although I feel in the second book the plot will pick up a bit more. I think we're going to have a few more things going on, so I'm hoping for a bit more of a faster pace, although that could also be affected by the fact that I did read it over a longer period of time, so events may have felt a bit slower to me. I do wish that we had a little bit more exploration into the other cultures within this world compared to just like this one little section in Ember. We've got like all these countries over here, and we did get into them a little bit. I mean, mainly 2 of them, but I feel I just wanted to go more into that, and I feel like we were just sort of scratching the surface, so hopefully that gets a bit more expanded in the next book. But yeah, I think I'm gonna give this like a 4.25 stars. I did really enjoy it, and as I said, I love Quill and Saoirse and the side characters from their parts of the book. It wasn't quite a 5-star for me. Again, I feel like we explored, I think we went a bit more into world building and with Helene's point of view, like the politics and power struggles within the Ember Quartet, compared to here we were sort of, our characters had quests that they were fulfilling and that was sort of it. I feel like we didn't really expand past that point just yet. As I said, I think it's going to be a bit more expanded in the second book, so I'm hoping that is the case. But yeah, just for those things that sort of, it didn't make the 5-star mark for me. But again, I still really love this. I love Saba's writing, I love Saba's characters. Honestly, I think as with Ember, like I'm guessing when I reread this before the second book comes out, I actually don't know if we've got a confirmation for a second book, so hopefully we do. There are a number of concerning things in the ending that I need resolved and explained. Please and thank you, Saba. But like rereading the Ember Quartet, I was just like flabbergasted by the just like perfect foreshadowing from the first book across the entire series. Like from the first book, nearly the entire series is like foretold, ways that you just don't take in the first read, and the second read it's like she is a genius for already having this all mapped out, and it's just anyway, I'm thinking the same thing will be the case with Air, especially once we know what happens in the second book. Like I'm sure all the things will tie together and it will be just as amazing. But yeah, I really did enjoy this book. Again, I love Saba, I love this world, characters were great. I enjoyed seeing our favourite characters from the Ember Quartet. Yeah, I think this is a 4.25 stars, a really good read. I am happy with it as a continuation of the Ember series and that whole world and everything. So yeah, I think Saba did a really good job with this book. Anyway, that is the end of my reading vlog for Air. As a little channel update, no idea what my posting schedule is going to look like just because of the health things that I mentioned. I'm going to try my best to post at least once a month. This will be probably my second last post, wrapping up last year's reading. I'm going to do another video sort of going over, I'm not sure what I want to do exactly, either an end of year book tag or talking about my favourite books of last year. However, I have gone through the list of books that I read last year, and my favourite books are heavily limited. I just did not have a good reading year last year. There are not many books that I read that like really blew me out of the water, so I think that's going to be a kind of either a very short video or a bit of a difficult video to film. That will probably be one last video to wrap up last year's reading, and then we'll get into new content. I'm really making it a goal this year to actively read more. Last year I was in a bit of a reading slump, but I also just wasn't picking up books as much as I, not should, but as much as I like want to, because I want to be reading, but I just don't. I've already finished my first book of the year, which I'm very happy with. I enjoyed that book. I'm going to be starting my second. I'm technically already started my second. It's a novella, but I'll leave that for another time. Anyway, I will definitely be tuning in for the second book of Air when that releases. And yeah, my art Instagram, my Goodreads, my Storygraph, and my Ko-fi are all linked down below in the description if you would like to check them out. Again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video, hopefully soon. Bye!